We all know that we have problems. It's getting harder to study, it's getting harder to get a job. For some people, it's getting harder to get food on their plate, it's getting harder to survive. We know about these problems because we notice them and we hear them everywhere. They are in the news, they are all around social media. We talk about them in school, family meetings. Some people is worried, some people is complaining, and also some people is blaming someone or something. I know that you are aware of these problems. You no longer need someone to tell you that we have problems. So let's just skip that part. My name is Pablo Guillen. I'm from Cuenca, Ecuador, and this is what sustainable development means to me. Did you know that according to the UN, by the year of 2030, we'll reach all 17 global goals for sustainable development? That means no more poverty, no more hunger, no more any of the problems we have today. Is this actually possible? I think it is, but it's not gonna be easy. Let's start from the bottom. If we really want to change, we will have to change a lot of things. But the main thing I want to discuss about is ideologies. Political ideologies, political systems. Why we keep using them? If we know that none of them work. None of them work on society, none of them work on the environment itself. They just don't work. You may have heard about the scientific method, a series of steps that you follow to know if your approach is correct. First up, your purpose, then your research, your hypothesis, then experiment, analysis, and finally, your conclusion. If something goes wrong during your experimentation, you will have to start all over again, because otherwise you will not reach your objective. It's just how it works. The world is divided in two political ideologies, all right and all left. The most of the time people will just end up arguing which one is the solution to all of our problems and which one is the cause to all the flirt in the world. But please, just consider this. Do one of these ever worked? At least long enough to create any kind of sustainability. Wait, I'm not talking what's on paper. I'm talking what happened in practice. Because I actually think that anyone could think of the perfect way to build up a society. But you have to do it actually knowing how humans work and how the environment works itself. For example, you can't think that humans are like ants and they're going to follow an established order when everyone gets the same and they also conform with what they get. Because we know humans are not like that. Another example. You can't think that something like global warming isn't real and you take all the resources you want from Earth and create this huge wave of consumerism. You damage the world to a point that it's not going to be recoverable. At this point, you might be thinking that I'm generalizing way too much, that exists other ideologies that look for balance and objectivity. But sadly, the few ones that get people attention are just the exact same thing, well hidden up with some good speech. But that's why I want to mention this, because if we can get rid of all obsolete ideologies, we might start building up something that actually works. And I say could really work, because I don't actually think that someone knows the solution to this problem. I know, it seems like more than solving a problem, I'm just making it worse. But we will have to reconstruct everything, otherwise we will end up in the same circumstances. At this point, sustainable development, it's not an alternative, it's not a lifestyle when you just change the small aspects in your life and think that that's gonna be enough. It's a compromise we have of getting a more creative society, to get the best of our ideas, to reconstruct all our knowledge, and finding new ways to make the world function.
Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. To those who can hear me I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people.